Hey everybody, it's Tuff here, and I'm bringing you guys another Pokemon Unite video. In this one, instead of talking about the gameplay in the background and analyzing it, I actually want to give you guys 3 helpful tips that I have picked up throughout my climb in the leaderboards. Just for background, I am right now around Expert League, and this is because I haven't had a ton of time to climb, although I have spoken with a lot of my teammates, and they are all either an Ultra, Veteran, and a couple of them are actually even in Masters. And I just want to give you guys some of the tips that I've found, throughout climbing. So the first tip, I'll get right into it, is that you should always solo queue. Now this might come to everybody as a surprise. You think, well, wouldn't it be easier if you have a full team to climb the leaderboard with? And you are correct in that, where it's a little bit easier because you're all coordinated and you have a lot of better team synergy. Except what this does is whenever you queue with a team, with a squad, you are also going up against another squad. And so no matter how good you are, it will always just be as difficult, if not more difficult, than solo queuing. Because if you solo queue, everybody else is also going to be solo queued. So they're going to be at the same advantage as you. So I've noticed that if you... And again, this tip is really just for people that are anywhere between great, beginner, expert, and even into veteran. But once you get into Ultra and Masters, that's where everybody is going to be squatted up with a team of 5. And so you should definitely be squatted up then. But whenever you're down here in expert or veteran, you should always be solo queuing. And going off of that point, for solo queuing, you need to be flexible with who you play as to ensure a well-rounded team comp. Now, you might be noticing in this battle I have going on here, I'm playing as Slowpoke. And if you've watched my other videos, you know that I am definitely a Wigglytuff main, and I'm the most comfortable and strongest with Wigglytuff. However, sometimes whenever you're playing these matches, other people take that supporter role or take that role you want to play as, and you have to be able to be flexible to support your team. So one good tip here is to actually practice with other Pokemon other than your main. And here you can see I've been dying a couple times. I'm actually, Slowbro is fun to play as, but, you got to deal with some things if you don't have as much practice with that Pokemon. So definitely you need to be able to be flexible. All right, the second tip that I have that I want to talk about is to play as a team. Right now, this is a good example. Ninetales and I are playing as a team. We're staying next to each other the entire time. You never want to just rush in without your teammate, because if there are 2 Pokemon on the other team against just you, then you're almost guaranteed to lose. So you always want to be next to the Pokemon in your lane, and you want to wait for them until they're ready to push, and then push with them. This can be really difficult to do, waiting, because, you have the other 2 people are overextended a little bit, and they have a little bit lower health, and you want to rush in there and kill them. Although a lot of times it is not a very good idea to do that. And then the last tip that I want to give you guys, and I think what's happening right now on screen is a really good example of this, is that you never want to give up. No matter what is happening in the match, there is no reason ever to rage quit, because there's always a chance at the end for Zapdos to bring it back. So right there, they literally had the entire team just come up and decimate Alolan Ninetales and I. And so in order to, so right there, I was like, man, this round is really sucking. Like, I just want to rage quit. They're going to beat us. What's the point even? They just got Rotom. It's just me up top. There's no reason whatsoever to continue playing this game. And you definitely want to keep at it. And like right here, I didn't die, and we got Talonflame down, and now it's Ninetales and I against a couple of their players. And even down bottom, it looks like that, they're all up here. It's a 2v3. Why is it that down bottom, our team can't even handle it? So make sure that make sure you just never give up. And then another point to go off of for never giving up is that, say you lose a match. Say it actually does go poorly and you end up losing. Don't give up then either. You should always keep trying to play again, and again with new matches, because every single player, no matter who you are, you're going to lose a couple of matches. So you should always be trying to, even if you lose, just trying to play more and more. So those are the 3 tips that I kind of have. And now for the rest of this match, I'm going to try to give you guys some tips on actual gameplay. I kind of talked about it already with the playing as a team, but there are a few objectives during the match that can help you. For example, getting Rotom, getting Dreadnought, and getting Zapdos. And right there you saw it said it was a close battle. Those are other important things to note. And you see how we just got those shields there? That's because our team just captured Dreadnought. So even though at the beginning it looked like it was going horribly, we're working as a team right now. We're getting rid of that Cramorant, and we're all going to score right now, and we're going to absolutely crush that goal. So now at the beginning, it looked like they were dominating us, and now we actually have a bit of a lead. Again, playing this match, I was just like, I'm getting beat up constantly. I don't know what's going on. I don't play slow, bro. I don't know what's happening, but you just need to keep pushing. You'll get good teammates, and in the end, you should be able to win. Another good example for helpful tips of actual gameplay is knowing when to return to your base to heal. So some people will return to their base to heal whenever they have low health, no matter what's happening in the match. Although you definitely should go back to return to your base and heal. You don't want to do it if there are still people pushing your lane. It would be better in that scenario to actually feint while helping your teammate than it would be to just leave and go back. And then times that it will be helpful to actually push, or it will be helpful to actually go back, is once they have pushed already and now they've gone back a little bit and you have low health, and you can return back to base and gain that health back. Another good example right there to show you guys is when to get out of there. And so I was able to get out of there even though we had Rotom there. You think maybe, oh, we should keep pushing because we have Rotom and we're going to get some points. You do not want to die, especially not in that scenario. So there's that. Now you can see it says we're in the lead. I'm just trying to get some experience, and it looks like some people are in the center of the map there. So that's most of the tips that I have for gameplay wise. You can see down at the bottom there's a big fight going on. I want to stay in this top lane because I know that maybe one of those people could leave and then come up to this top lane. So I just want to be there. It looks like we are dominating the bottom lane, so there's no need for me to go down and help anyways. So there you go. That's another tip that I kind of have for you guys. Just stay cognizant of what's going on everywhere on the map. You really need to be paying attention to what's going on your bottom lane in case you need to go down there and help. As a defender, you don't really change lanes, but if you were an attacker and you needed to go down and gank the bottom lane or vice versa, then you should do that. So as this round is ending here, I'm just going to kind of cover the top 3 things that I think are the most important for you guys to really follow while you're playing. So the first one, again, to cover is always solo queue. Unless you are getting into Ultra and Masters rank, where you always need to squad up with a team of 5, you should always be solo queuing because that ensures the highest likelihood of you getting paired with other solo queues, and it's just a lot simpler to beat those other teams that are full of solo queues with your team. You're able to trust your own abilities more so than being carried by teammates and whatnot. My second tip for you guys is you should always play as a team. As you can see right now, we're all working together to defeat the Zapdos, and we're all working together to push away the opponent's team. So you always want to play as a team. If you don't play as a team and you run in and you get yourself killed, then your teammates are also going to die because they're down a teammate, and it's just really not a good idea. And the last point, the third and last point, please never give up. Do not rage quit or get disheartened by any losses that you have. You need to keep pushing because everybody will have a loss like that. And now, as you can see, what looked horrible at the beginning of this match, we are now we got Zapdos and we are pushing forward to score extra points. There are 10 seconds in the match left, and it looks like this is a domination. I'm able to score points there because of Zapdos, and here are the last 10 seconds. I'm able to survive and run away from that Snorlax, and yeah, here we can see the final score. Look at that. We won by about 300 points, even though at the beginning we thought that it wasn't going to be. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that these tips helped you out in climbing the ranks. I'll see you guys in the next video. And here you go. We can see climbing up to expert.